I was gonna take the day to play Ghost Recon Breakpoint to do a Gimpressions video, but Ubisoft servers died and now I can't play the game I literally just fucking bought, so let's do a video instead! Luckily, there's plenty to talk about, especially regarding Electronic Arts' FIFA 20, which, by all accounts, is a complete friggin' shit show. We've got not a one, not a two, but a three FIFA 20 controversies to talk about. Oh my, let's start with the most recent one, shall we? Yes, we shall. A bunch of players had their personal information leaked by Electronic Arts because of course. Of course. People signing up for the FIFA 20 Global Series competition may have had their email addresses, dates of birth, and other personal information shared with fellow registrants. Some people registering for the FIFA 20 Global Series saw on the sign-up page the personal information of other people. Anyone who signed up potentially got affected by this, including some high-ranking professional players. And considering anyone with a shred of notability on the internet has a target on their back, opening them up to potential harassment, that's really not fucking good, is it, EA? According to Electronic Arts, roughly 1,600 players were affected by this data breach, and it offered a tweet soon after the whole thing blew up saying, "We're aware of a potential issue affecting the registration page for the EA Sports FIFA 20 Global Series that went live earlier today. We take these matters seriously. And we immediately took down the page while we investigate the matter. We'll share updates as soon as possible." This does seem to be an all too common issue in the video game industry. We had, of course, the famous ESA data breach where thousands of E3 attendees had their personal information shared online. And Bethesda caused a similar situation to EA here during the whole nylon bag incident, when people were registering for recompense after their collector's edition of Fallout 76 had falsely advertised content in it. They found their information being shared to other users. These companies love to talk about how they take people's personal information seriously, but they don't. The industry doesn't, otherwise this wouldn't keep happening. I mean, when you've got the ESA, the video game industry, as it proudly calls itself, hosting sensitive information on unsecured URLs, while ignoring people who email them with concerns about it, in between game publishers having data breaches of their own, it doesn't exactly paint the industry in a competent light. Harassment across gaming communities gets really fucking brutal, and it's all too common. Game publishers say and do nothing to try and stymie it, and they're actively fucking helping it along through their own sheer negligence. And that's just one issue with FIFA 20. The game's also come under severe fire for just what a broken, buggy piece of shit it is. Issues with FIFA 20 predominantly affect the career mode, with a litany of bugs and glitches and breakages that have reached such a fever pitch that #FixCareerMode was reported to be trending on Twitter this week. CCN here lists a bunch of the glitches that people have found. Staged press conference questions don't relate to in-game events. Editing players leads to bizarre position swaps. Opposition AI is fielding some off-kilter lineups with backup players featuring among the starting 11 for the biggest games. Top-tier teams are being relegated to lower divisions, while perennial bottom table warmers dart to the top of the league. Calendar congestion means multiple games are played on the same day, player stats fluctuate broadly based on age rather than performance, and so on. Basically, nothing's behaving the way it should, and while EA has addressed this and said that eventually a patch will come, it's worth pointing out that Ultimate Team Mode, that part of the game that features loot boxes and is heavily aggressively monetized, reportedly works just fine. The FIFA playing community has staged something of a rebellion, as well as the hashtag trending. A petition on change.org demanding a public apology has gotten over 5,000 signatures, and I'm seeing the numbers jump up as I look at it while talking right now. The game has also been severely meta-bombed on Metacritic with the user reviews. At the time of talking, it's got 671 negative reviews, averaging 1.2 on the average user score. I mean, it's just telling that the career mode is so broken, with apparently nothing working the way it should, while the gamble-thon that is Ultimate Team seems to be having no issues whatsoever. I'm not going to say that it shows a clear-cut prioritization of monetization on the part of EA, because I don't have to say it. It's fucking obvious. In addition to all of that, if you bought FIFA 20 for the Switch and you didn't check the small print, you've actually bought FIFA 19. The Switch version of FIFA 20 is FIFA 20 Legacy Edition. And what they mean by Legacy Edition is that they're selling people the exact same game they sold last year with a few content additions at nearly the price for a full brand new game. Now, FIFA 19 for the Switch was already inferior, using a bespoke engine that was shit, creating a game that was shit, and it was itself mostly unchanged from the previous year's FIFA 18. So for EA to squirt out FIFA 19 again with the FIFA 20 branding smeared over it, well, it's just beyond fucking indefensible, innit? Now, EA hasn't tried to hide it, sort of. If you go to the Amazon page, for example, for FIFA 20 Legacy Edition, it does say in the product description, same gameplay innovation from FIFA 19 without any new development or significant enhancements. I mean, the fact that that is in the product description is almost fucking insulting, just straight up telling you, oh, we haven't fucking changed a thing, we're just reselling it. But that is just one line in the product description, and if you don't look at that, if you just buy it looking at the cover, you're not warned at all that FIFA 20 on the Switch is actually just FIFA 19 again. It has no fucking business calling itself FIFA 20. If it's just a re-release, it should be called FIFA 19 2020 Edition or something. I mean, just imagine if they released Grand Theft Auto 5 Legacy Edition, and it was Grand Theft Auto 4, but the cover and the title and the logo and everything said GTA 5. There is no timeline in which that would be considered even vaguely acceptable. Even if one line in the store page description said all of the same gameplay innovation of GTA 4, but we did fuck all else. I mean, in general, just don't buy Electronic Arts games on the Switch. EA doesn't give a fuck about the system, probably because it's harder to monetize shit on there. You can't really put always online live service bullshit on the Switch, so they don't really give a fuck. They've dribbled out a tiny handful of games on the Switch, and stuff like the FIFA 20 Legacy Edition shows nothing but flagrant contempt for the system. And EA knows it can get away with showing flagrant contempt for systems, for customers, for personal information, because enough sorry suckers are gonna buy their half-baked jizz anyway. And that's all the latest shit show fuck circusry from FIFA 20. Hooray! Now it's time to go back to Ghost Recon Breakpoint so I can do a video on that for you, and I'm not looking forward to playing more of it. It's rubbish!